button. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about social media and all the different ways that it's done, good ways and bad ways. But overall, I just want to say, like, this is a combination of one person's perspective or opinion and her training, and then also just what I've found in my own experience. But the most important thing, too, is to also look at your experience and see what's worked for you. Because if it's something is working for you, then keep doing it. Don't change something up if it's doing well. So the very first thing is to make yourself known on social media, because a lot of times you go around and you think, well, everybody knows that I do Juice Plus. Well, not everybody knows that you do Juice Plus. I've been posting about Juice Plus on my social media for 5 years now, and I still have people that have no idea what it is or no idea that I do it. And it blows my mind because I'm like, how do you not see this? Well, they don't see it, or they don't register it. So you do have to be consistent with it, and you have to just keep on, showing your lifestyle of how Juice Plus fits into it. I think that was my biggest takeaway from the whole training was don't just talk about Juice Plus as a product and as a company and talk about its mission as if it's different from you, but show how it like affects your lifestyle, how you use it, the benefits that you've seen, how you're living the mission. Those are all different ways of making yourself known, and establishing yourself as a true representative of our company and our mission. So that kind of goes into the second thing. Hey, E.
Hey.
Of sharing your own lifestyle. I think that it can be really easy to share just what the product is and all the benefits, and sharing because there is so much information out there. But the fact of the matter is, people don't really come on Facebook for information. They come to see their friends, and they come to see like what their friends are up to. So share that part of your life. Share how Juice Plus affects your life and how it fits into it. Be a lighthouse, not a searchlight. I think that there are times when you should be a searchlight. Like if something comes across your newsfeed and you see a need, like just the other day, a mutual friend of me and Cinda's had posted something on Facebook that I was like, man, Juice Plus could really help her. So Cinda and I had talked about, reaching out to her and just sharing Juice Plus with her. And that's an example of being the searchlight. But I think that those are, those are special circumstances where you see a need and we have something that can help. So you should absolutely speak up. But that being said, it's not going out there and just like hunting people down and saying, I have to share Juice Plus with you. And it doesn't matter if, I've just seen a need or if I've ever talked to you in the past 5 years, but I'm going to share with you anyway. Probably not the best way to do it. I much prefer being a lighthouse, being that person that people recognize as like a healthy person, and that if they have a need or if they want to get healthier, then they know who to turn to. And somebody who's going to inspire them, because that's our mission, is to inspire healthy living. And then also like leaving the mystery unsolved. So when you do post something on Facebook and people, reach out and they're like, I want to know more information, always take it offline. Like don't try to explain Juice Plus in the comments. It doesn't benefit anybody. There's no way that you can explain what Juice Plus is and how it can help them in the comment feed. So take it offline, take it into a personal message, share your story, meet up with them in person if they're local, get on the phone, get them on Zoom so they can see your face, and just like, bring that personal aspect to it. Also, being interested in other people. I will have to say E is really good at this. She always is very like involved in her friends' posts. So like, she's always like liking my post or commenting on my post, and that makes me feel special. And I'm sure that it makes all her other friends feel special too. So do that. I'm terrible at that. I'm like a stalker. Like I see it, but I may not always comment or like it. And I like it in my head. I just don't like physically like it. So, but be interested in other people, because then you have that personal connection with them. And then when you do reach out to them, it's not so like, okay, wait a second, you haven't talked to me in 5 years, and now all of a sudden you want to share Juice Plus with me. So make it known that you are interested in that person. If you are, that means that you don't have to be interested in everybody. There's a lot of people that I'm not interested in, but if you're interested in them, like, make it known. Okay. And then here's the other thing is everybody has a target market and a level of expertise. So you just have to figure out what that is for you. Like for me, my target market is probably a mom with little kids and a mom who wants to be healthy and fit. My target market is probably not going to be like, I'm trying to think of, like the super, like, I don't know, like the person in their 20s that's like jet setting around the country and can go to like all these bars and parties. That is not me. That wasn't even me in my 20s. So like that person isn't going to resonate with any of my posts. Like I post a million pictures of my kids. So I know that. And I know that my target market are going to be other moms my age with small kids. So the things that I post are probably going to speak more to that person. And I want them to, because I know that that's the market that I'm trying to reach. That being said, Juice Plus helps everybody. So when you have presentations, of course, that's going to help cover the people that are not in your target market. And then, also just reaching out to your target market and saying, hey, we've got an event coming up where we're talking about, senior health. I've got a friend who she's on our team, Rochelle, who she's really interested in how we can help like our parents and how they can age gracefully and help, combat all the chronic disease that comes with age. And so you can reach out to your target market and say, hey, I'm doing an event. We've got parents who are reaching an age where things are starting to break down. Do you have people that you would like to invite to this event that you think would really be open to this information? Even though that may not be your target market, you can still find a way to get to those people. And then what would you call yourself an expert in? Even though I use that term loosely. So for me, like I would consider myself an expert in making healthy meals or like healthifying certain meals. I would consider myself an expert in finding ways to get kids to eat more fruits and vegetables. Like, am I really a subject matter expert? No, but I know enough about it that people would come to me and ask questions about it or would come to me for advice. So figure out what that is that you're really interested in, that you've spent a lot of time building up your level of expertise, and then share that, like that's something that you need to be posting on your Facebook because that's going to make you that lighthouse. Let's see. Okay. So another way of like sharing your Juice Plus lifestyle is to do events, even if they're small events. Those are the best things to share on Facebook because it shows how you're living the mission. It shows you having fun, shows you doing it with other people. So even if you have like a wine and wellness and you have one person show up, snap a picture of you guys with your wine glasses and talk about like how you're hanging out and talking about health or something. Always post pictures. People love to see pictures with like a small amount of text. Most people are not going to read like this big long text box. And I'm guilty of that sometimes, but most often it's a small little blurb and a super bright, fun picture. Showcase your fun, positive Juice Plus life. If you're using hashtags, try to stay away from hashtagging Juice Plus, hashtag something a little bit more vague, JP life or, healthy life, whatever, just to create curiosity. And then as far as like opening up your network, I thought this was a really good tip is to not only friend your customers, but like friend the customers of your downline. That way you can support them in their journey. They feel like they're more part of a community and they're that much more willing or that much more, I don't know, I'm not blanking on the word, but they'll most likely become a raving fan and want to share it with their friends if they feel part of a community and they feel like people are really cheering them on. So friend your customers in your downline. And then let's see, I talked about pictures, short posts. Oh, asking questions. Tina Turner just did a fabulous one this week where first she asked a question about like who's done a cleanse and what was involved. And then a couple of days later, she was like, Jesse and I are doing the 10-day shred. So it like piques people's curiosity, because it's like, oh, first you're wondering like, why is she asking about cleanses? Maybe she's considering one. And then she posts like, we're doing this. So then they're like, oh, well, she's done her research and she's like looked at a lot of different ones and she chose this one. So maybe I should contact her and see what it's all about. I loved that post, because the questions really, when you ask a question to your friend, to all your friends, they're more likely to comment and answer, because everybody likes to be, ask their opinion. And then as far as when to post, so this is a really cool stat. So 80% of the US population is in Eastern Standard Time or Central Standard Time. So keep that in mind when you're posting. And most people are on Facebook or Instagram or scrolling social media in the afternoon between 1 to 4 p.m. and later in the week, so like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and on weekends. So if you're, like ramping up your social media posts, like just keep those times and days in mind. But a really good rule of thumb is to post not only every day, but multiple times a day. So like 2 or 3 times a day. This one, the lady who did the training said she likes to post at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. Because it hits, all those peak times that people are on Facebook. People love emojis. It's all right. Goodness. What? It just adds some fun to your text and color and all of that. So I'm going to show you a couple do's and don'ts. If I can free up an arm here. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you, I think this one. Okay, so a few do's and don'ts. Can you guys see my drive? All right. So this is a really great sentiment and like really great intent, because you're talking about how Juice Plus is so much easier and more affordable and convenient than juicing. But it's so like in your face. It's like, okay, it's just the capsule bottles. It feels very salesy. Even though it has some really good information, this is probably something that you would want to post in our customer group, because it's going to build up their belief more. And it's going to remind them of why they're on Juice Plus, but they're not going to be turned off by it because they're already on Juice Plus. This would probably turn off somebody who's like, they're coming on Facebook not to be sold something. Okay, so this is an example of something on Instagram. It's blurry. You can't really read it. There's so much going on. It doesn't really, it's just a lot. It's just a lot going on. It doesn't really do anything. So I would stray away from using something like that. I like picture collages, but if it's like done in a way where it's not just poorly done, So that's an example of a not to do. And then this one you would think would be fine, but there's no interest, like when you're scrolling through and you see some capsule bottles, you're just like, there's nothing about that really, makes me curious, because you're just pretty much sleeping with me on the first night. You're showing me what the capsule bottles are. I do like her caption where she's like, school is just around the corner. Boost your kids' immune system naturally with 30 fruits and veggies every day. What I would have done differently is I would have shown like her a bunch of gummies in her kid's hand, because that way I would be like, oh, what are those? Because most kids take gummy vitamins, but I'd be like, oh, 30 fruits and vegetables. My vitamin doesn't have that. So that's what I would have done differently there. And this one is a really great image that I always see all the time. Again, I think that this would be really great in a customer group where people, or in like an event where you're talking about Juice Plus, just because I don't know, it just leaves it's intriguing, but also doesn't really like leave much to the imagination. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Okay, so now to the do's. And it just seems like really salesy. Oh wait, no, this is another don't. Okay, so this is a Tower Garden post. And it's dark. You can't really see what's going on there. It, to me, looks like a really sad salad. And I'm like, there's so many other ways you could have done like a tower garden post rather than that one. And I'll show you like an example of a good tower garden one. So what to do? So I love this one because you don't really know what it is. You just see these brightly colored capsules in bright colors. And then inside the caption, she's like, cannot live without my premium capsules flooding my body with nutrition first thing in the morning. And then she talks about they help with hair growth, general health, immune system, clearing skin. I probably wouldn't have put the contact me to order, but whatever. But I think that's intriguing because you're like, oh, what is that? And then this isn't a picture of an event. You just see a bunch of people having a good time, and it's bright and colorful, and you see them making shakes, but it's not like a big blatant picture of like the shake package. And she talks about bar, beauty, and shakes night, a night full of bar shaking and healthy juice plus shakes. So I thought that was a really cool post. It kind of makes you like look into it deeper. This one I thought was really cool. It's really wordy, but I thought it was interesting because it doesn't have like a picture. Oh, are you okay? Oh, you good? It doesn't, oh, goodness. It doesn't have a picture of like the capsule bottles, but it shows the ingredients. And even though it's a lot, it does kind of make you look a little bit closer. It says a healthy adult needs 7 to 13 servings each day, double for athletes, triple for the chronically ill. I thought that was really like powerful in a very short amount of words. And then at the bottom says, how many servings from the rainbow have you eaten today? And then in the caption, let me see if she says anything. I don't know what she says, but I thought that was a really cool way of just showcasing, part of our mission. So this was really cool. It's just, again, bright and colorful, very clear, crisp. You can tell it was like a picture that she took. And then she talks about like getting healthier. My lovely friend has been inspiring me to step up my healthy eating game. Why? It's good for your health and you feel amazing. It really is that simple and powerful. Eat your fruits and veggies, my friends. And then in the comments, she puts like hashtag JP Life and all that. So it just really paints her as a person that's getting healthier and that somebody else may want to reach out to and join. So love this one. This reminds me of Katie Garling because almost every time you see her out hiking or doing something outdoors, she almost always has either a T30 shirt on or a Juice Plus shirt on. And so it's not a blatant Juice Plus shirt, but it still like always reminds you that she does Juice Plus, that she sells Juice Plus, and that this is her lifestyle, and she really walks the walk and talks the talk. Oh my goodness. And then I think that, this is a great tower garden. It's just very pretty, and it doesn't really say like what tower garden is, but it just makes you really hone in on that. She calls it a zucchini flower. That zucchini flower and that big, I think it's like Bib lettuce or something. And then she just hashtags tower garden. And it's just stuff like that that really like captures people's attention without just giving it all away. And then when people comment, then she can just privately message them. So those are some tips. And I think that's all I got. So let me know what questions you guys have specifically, because I may have forgotten some stuff. You can unmute yourself. Goodness gracious, hot mess. You good now?
Okay, I don't have it. Well, I was thinking about, I had a coaching call with Christy and Cassie on whatever day this week.
Yeah, one day this week.
One of those days that, run together now. And so we were talking about social media events. But before I get to that, it made me start thinking about what you said about posting something every day. And I was trying to think of a way to break it up, like business post and then product post and lifestyle post. So maybe like you said, that lady said a 9, a 1, and a 3, each time do one of them biz, one of them lifestyle, one of them product or something. Just to get the keep do something consistently every day, because the more you do it, the more like I watch Kim McCall, and she does that basically every day, several posts a day. And it's usually a business post about how her and her husband work at home, and the kids are in school, but they're always taking trips because of the business. And then of course the lifestyle they do because they're running, or they're working out together as a family. So if you can like friend other like NMDs, they'll accept your friend request, because that's what this business is about, is helping each other out. They'll accept your friend request, and you can see how they post, just to get ideas, because they obviously got to NMD by doing something right, you know. And if we want to even kind of follow in their footsteps, just for next goal, it's a good way to mimic. Pan, do you care if I talk about the events?
Oh, yes, please do.
Okay. So, trying to create some momentum, and easy reason, having a business rocket socks off. Not complaining. So I'm trying to keep that momentum going. And so Cassie and Christy proposed a goal to me to message all of my customers and ask them to host a Facebook event. And that we do all the work. All they have to do is provide the invite list. So, but we do it differently than how we've been doing it before. We send them coaching tips, and we send them the verbiage to send out to the people that they're inviting. So they really don't have to do any work except for send out the invites. And now with the way Facebook has their event set up, when you go to invite, you can go and send a message, and it send it to everybody that you invite, but it sends it separately instead of in a group message. So it looks like you're personally sending everybody a message, even though you're not really. And you could still do it the old-fashioned way and send each person a personalized message, but this at least gets like that first message out there. And then offer your customer a reward for hosting. So even like, let's say they don't get anybody to come, but they invite, then at least send them a shake sample or a shaker bottle. But then like if they get a bunch of customers, if they help you get a bunch of orders, you know, then offer them a bag of Complete or a bag of the Vineyard chewables if they aren't using that. And September is just a good month anyways to follow up with your customers, even if you aren't wanting to do events with them, especially with the USAA credit card changeover. I have actually gotten several customers who referred me friends as I've been checking in with people this month with the USAA credit card changeover. So just, even if you're just reaching out to each customer individually without asking them to do an event, can drum up something. But I think that the asking them to do the social media events is easy, and especially now with the Post My Facebook script thingy that I haven't quite figured out yet because I haven't sat down to figure it out. It takes like 5 minutes to do an event, and then you're just done. And hopefully, I mean, even if you don't get any business, you spark interest, and then you have more people to follow up with.
Thanks. Yes. And what the Post My Party is, once you set up the script, I mean, the template, you can reuse that template several times a day, every single day for weeks on end. So it's a really great tool. I'm excited to use it. And that's a really great idea about using September as follow-up, because I will have to say, you know, I followed up with a customer who needed a credit card change, and I was asking her how her Juice Plus was. She's like, I love it. It's so great. She's like, I haven't been using the shakes as much just because we've been going to so many barbecues, but September's my month. And I was like, yeah, it is. You should be doing the 10-day shred. So like, you know, she already has the product. So just getting her more involved into the community. But yeah, great ideas. And I think that everybody should be doing that, reaching out to their customers, having them share do a Facebook party. Because here's the thing, most of the time your customers are loving the product and they're trying to tell their friends about it. They just don't know how. And I have so many customers that are like, I just don't really know how to explain it. And I'm like, that's okay, because that's not your job. My job is to explain it. So let me do that. So yeah, totally agree with everything that you said. Also wanted to say something about the posting. So here's my little secret, my little trick, and you guys will start to notice it now on my social media. I almost always, when I talk about Juice Plus, or the majority of my Juice Plus posts will involve like my family or my face or something, because people are not interested in Juice Plus as much as they are interested in me as a person, or like my kids, or, you know, like what we're doing as a family. And so even if they're not liking it because it's a Juice Plus post, they're liking it because they're my friend and they love us. But what happens is, the more people that like those posts, the more exposure that post gets in other friends of mine who don't necessarily interact with me very much. It's just the algorithm that Facebook uses. And so those posts will come up on news feeds of friends that I don't really interact with, and they'll see that. They'll see the Juice Plus like hashtag. So even if they don't see all the rest of my posts, those really popular ones will pop up on their news feed. So that's my little trick. I pretty much exploit my kids. But they are Juice Plus is such a big part of our lifestyle. And what I need to be doing better is really showing how much of a difference the business has made for me, because network marketing has such a bad rap and people have such negative connotations about it. But the truth of the matter is, like, the business has probably changed our lives way more than the product has. The product is great. We'll be on it forever. But the business has had way more transformational change in our day-to-day lives than probably the product. So why am I not sharing that with people? You know, like it's made a bigger impact, I think, on how we live and what we're able to do and how we're able to dream and what our future looks like. So I need to stop being scared to put my big girl panties on and post about that stuff. Any last minute questions before I turn off this recording? No? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. So